Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, today I had another blessing from Mary Curry. A little bit of background. About a year ago, almost a year to the day now, my grandmother passed away. And while at her funeral, I discovered that my grandmother was born a few months before we lost Mary Curry. So they had coexisted here on Earth for about 6 months. And I came up with this ingenious idea of asking my grandmother to go to heaven and talk to Mary Curry and have Mary Curry set me up on some blind dates. My dad was so upset at the remark. It was his mother. My dad was so upset at the remark. He almost didn't allow me to go to the funeral because of that remark. Funny thing is that after the funeral and after we had all gone back to normal, when I apologized to my dad, he doesn't remember being upset anymore. Probably in large part because of how well the ask has gone. I think he wants to pretend he was never upset at the remark. Now, so after the funeral, I met a number of people, and not just in my dating life, but throughout my social circle. And there were a lot of coincidences with the ask in terms of numerology, in terms of genealogy. The first coincidence happened before I even left Taiwan. I was using a dating app, Bumble, and I met a girl there. And unfortunately, she was in Taiwan for study and then later work, but now she may be moving back to Vietnam. I don't know if Vietnam is a place that I would visit very frequently, so we'll see how that goes. But we have a lot in common, and and then I realized that her birthday, and then the way I realized this was that one day we were talking, and she said she even shares a birthday with the United States, which is the day we lost Mary Curry. And after eventually I got to find out how old she was, and I discovered she was born 50 years to the day since we lost Mary Curry. And it was just a feeling of Mary Curry watching over me. I got back home to the United States. I don't have as much luck with Bumble here in the US as I did back in Taiwan. So I resorted to my favorite punchline. I said on my profile, please support the profile by swiping left. I want to be the most left swipe profile in all of Bumble history. I thought if it works so well for YouTube, maybe it can work for Bumble as well. I met a girl in Houston. I discovered that she's one quarter related to Mary Curry, one quarter Polish. And as I got to know her, I discovered she was born a few days off, but close to the 100-year anniversary of when Mary Curry discovered radium. I'll let you guys figure out when she discovered radium. And it's just a feeling of Mary Curry watching over me. And when I took my trip to Houston from Phoenix, I got flight number 1934, which is the year we lost Mary Curry. And also on the way home, the departure time was 2:26 for Radium 226. It's just like Mary Curry watching over me. Then I met a girl at a book club, half Polish and writing a novel. And I'll let you think who else is half Polish and loves literature in Mary Curry's family. It's just such a coincidence. And I found out that her birthday was the 100-year anniversary of when Mary Curry discovered polonium. We got one for radium, one for polonium. It's just a feeling that Mary Curry's watching over me, and we're still together. Uh, and and then I one of my favorite. I was teaching at a community college, and I really got connected with one of my students. She, there are two reasons I got really connected. Where we have a lot of common interests in the art. She also has an older brother who is more suited to my age, and I hope to network through him. And she also gave me a lot of ideas for the Christmas tree Lego build and a few other art projects. And then I discovered she was born 100 years since we lost Pierre Curie on the day this time. Not all of them have been exact ones, but they were all plus or minus 1 week. I had an upset at work about a month ago. Something that threatened my job security. I hate to even bring it up here again. But it went well, in large part because my boss had a lot of wisdom. And so that's good. It made me realize, I was thinking when I get more hours at the community college, whether or not I want to give up the job at the tutoring center. But it made me realize that it's hard to find people with wisdom to work with. Maybe it's one of those things that I hold on to this job, even if it's too many hours, just as an insurance policy, right? Because sometimes the people at the community college, they're not deliberately toxic, but some of them lack wisdom. Ditto with other tutoring jobs I've been at. Ditto with, I worked at a technology startup at one time. Why do you think they folded? A lot of times it's lack of these human kind of wisdoms, right? Human capital kind of wisdoms, right? So I'll probably hold this job even if I end up getting a lot of hours elsewhere, right? Even if I hit it big with Lego ideas, even if Bismuth goes to $10,000 an ounce, right? Because it's hard to find a group with so much wisdom. Anyway, a couple days ago at work, I learned that my boss was celebrating her birthday. And when I found out the number, she was almost exactly 100 years younger than Mary Curry. Oh, it just gives me a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling that Mary Curry's still watching over a year after I asked for that. And you got to remember how upset my dad was at the funeral. And now that it's turned so well, he doesn't even want to remember he was upset. All right, I asked Mary Curry to continue watching over me. When I think about all of these coincidences, there's just too many, right? If it were one or two, maybe it's a coincidence. But you got to know you got to remember how probability works, right? Each one of them might have a 1 in 100 chance of happening, but when it happens 10 times in a row like this, it really shows there's something supernatural going on, right? This is the Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum.